it's sad to see that there has been an increase in the number of young people who have been getting involved in this, but also at the same time, it's an opportunity for them to reflect on their behaviour and understand the impact that they're having on other people's lives. Because my big concern is that not only are there more people doing it, we're finding out there are more people who are not telling anybody about it either. So people are suffering in silence. There's plenty of support out there for people who are experiencing it, but it's important to recognise the signs of sometimes your own behaviour, because then you can adjust it. The peer impact of it, if other people are doing it and then they're then joining in, that further exacerbates the problem, I think, because there's no one in that group telling them what they're doing is wrong. And as we've seen with some very high profile examples in policing and also in politics, where people are just ganging up on one another, it becomes an even bigger problem. So it's important that we recognise the signs early. It's important to say something to make sure that there is action being taken, and then people can get the support that they need. But I think if you look at the detail, yes, of course, parents support that, and we need to support parents and schools and teachers to be able to do that effectively. There are signs that amongst younger children who don't have them, that they are supportive of these bans, but obviously children who are more likely to already have them are less supportive, and we need to work with them, because trying to take those devices away from them now could be counterintuitive. But what we need to do is make sure that parents, children and teachers are all having those conversations about what is safe. Making sure the first step is that they're not being used in the classroom, that they're not being used at school, is a first step to regulating what I think is some very damaging behaviour. The number of notifications that they're getting, the amount of time they're spending on it, as well as the lateness that they're spending on it, is all impacting upon their mental health, which is why I support a ban in schools as a first step to a wider conversation about smartphone and social media use. There's a big difference between, I think, what parents think their children are doing and what their children are telling them. Now, there is a big overlap between children and parents who told us that they're talking about these things and they know, but there are, for example, some apps that their children are using where they're being bullied and their parents just don't know. Roblox being the big outlier on this. So there's a lot of sharing of information between parents and children on things like Snapchat, on YouTube and on WhatsApp. But Roblox is a big source of online bullying and harassment for young people, but parents haven't recognised that because they haven't been told about it. So we need to encourage those conversations and work with those app developers to say, how are we making it easier for people to get out of this? How are we making it easier for them to report that they've been a victim of it, and that we can encourage people to speak up?